Hello fellow Etsy seller. Today is going to be part one of a two-part tutorial on using the calculated shipping feature that Etsy introduced back in March of 2015. It makes things really nice for not overcharging on shipping, but it's not super intuitive. So I'm going to walk you through the steps of being able to utilize this tool. The first thing you want to do is go into your shipping profiles under your shop settings, info and appearance. And there are a couple of things that you need to do before you start creating calculated shipping profiles. Scroll down, and first you want to choose your shipping rates. Now, if you use Etsy shipping labels, you get a commercial base rate, which gives you a little bit of a discount because of the volume that they do. You can choose that, but if you would like to incorporate a little bit of a cost to cover your shipping materials, you may want to go ahead and choose the post office retail rates because that will help give you that little bit of padding. That's what I have done. So choose one of those, and then down here on package preferences, the default is to use common Etsy package sizes. The problem is that when you go to put in your specific shipping profiles, if you choose like priority rate, for example, it does not pull up the flat rate choices when someone goes to add an item to their cart. Or I should say, it doesn't calculate flat rate choices. When someone goes to add an item, they can just choose first class or priority, but it will calculate it based on weight and destination of a regular priority mail package. So if you want Etsy to calculate the flat rate choices for the orders that are placed in your shop, you need to add them here. So you'll click on Add a Package Preference. Select a package type. So let me just choose one that I don't have in my listings. Like let's say the legal size envelope. Now, it already has the length and width for you. That's based on the size of the envelope. You need to choose the height. Something that you need to keep in mind is you may send several things together in one of those envelopes, and you have an idea of what will fit out of your items and how much you can put in there. So you want to be fairly generous on this height, because what will happen is, let's say you put a ½ inch and somebody purchases 3 different items from your shop that actually come out to 1 inch. You may know that they'll fit in that envelope, but the calculated shipping isn't going to know that, and so it's not going to let the flat rate envelope be chosen. So make sure you're fairly generous with this. You put it there, whatever you think can be the maximum thickness that that envelope or package can go. Now, obviously the boxes are going to be standard, but the envelopes can vary quite a bit. Now the package fee is something that will be added on to that specific package as a handling fee. The customer doesn't see that as a separate fee when shipping is chosen, but it's something that you can add on if you need to do that. There's also an option for adding on within the shipping profile itself, but that will add to each item, and you may not want to do that. The package fee will only add to that package. So once you finish that, you can save it, and it will be added to your package preferences list. I want to show you if you choose a box, like the medium box, like I mentioned earlier, the height is already selected from you because that's not something that really is going to vary with the boxes. So that is the first step that you need to go through in order to set up your shipping profiles. Once you have your packages set, and you can see here I added my first class option too, the bubble mailer. If you use different sizes of bubble mailers, you will want to set up different packages for each of those. So then you can go up once that is finished, and you can create a shipping profile. And you'll do that by clicking on this button up here. You will name that profile. And the shipping costs, this is where you will ask Etsy to calculate them for you based on the weight and dimensions you'll enter in the listings, which will be part 2 of this tutorial. You need to put in the zip code that it's coming from and your processing time. So when you are creating shipping profiles for calculated shipping, you need to base it on the different types of items you have and their corresponding processing times. So let me show you an example. I have 3 different calculated profiles set. One is for my ready-to-ship items, which go out within 1 to 2 business days. One is for my custom items, which pretty much everything in my shop that's choice of fabric has a 2-week processing time. And then my Organize It wallet has a little bit longer. So you want to set up separate profiles for things that have different processing times. Otherwise, that will be messed up when you go to apply a profile to an item in a listing. Oops. So you pick your processing time for that shipping or for that shipping profile. Under the countries and services, all countries is checked by default. If you want to know what countries fall into that, you can click on the area and you may uncheck whatever countries that you want to uncheck, or you can uncheck the all countries option and then you may choose separately within each region which countries you ship to. So let's say you only ship to, well, the United States is defaulted because this is only for U.S. sellers anyway, and you have to be able to ship to United States. So let's say you ship to only US and Canada. I hope that you don't. I hope that you ship internationally, but if that's what you do, you would just mark those and those will be the only options. But otherwise, you can mark them individually or just choose all countries. And then down here, you're going to choose the shipping services that you will offer for that shipping profile. If you don't want one of the services, you click the X and it will disappear. For example, I don't usually use any of the Priority Mail Express options. Now, if a customer really wanted it, I would just work that out on an individual basis. But at checkout, the only options I want for there to be for U.S. customers, first class and priority, and for international customers, first class and priority, regular. If you offer free shipping in the U.S., you may check that, or if you offer free international shipping. Now, this handling fee is the one I was discussing earlier that is a per item handling fee. So if you choose to do that, you would put that in this box. At that point, you save your profile, and it will be added to your shipping profiles. And in part 2, I'll show you how to apply a shipping profile to a listing.